Welcome to class, everyone. Let's close out June together and cleanse and just send a beautiful cascade of energy through the body, through our practice, and through all the cells of our miraculous systems in the body. We'll stand up pretty quickly here, but let's come into a seated position to come into the present moment and our breath. Inhale and exhale. So as we're seated here, we'll simply observe our breath. And then when we stand up, we'll come into our yogic conscious breath, which is the entryway into our physical practice. In your seat, make sure that your pelvis is slightly tilted forward and that you're rolling those shoulders away from your ears with every exhale and gliding the shoulder blades down the back. Find yourself in space, close the eyes. So you can visualize in your mind's eye that skeleton, beautiful scaffolding for our systems of the body. Inhale and exhale, very simple. As you visualize that skeleton, see if you can line up the back of your skull with the base of the spine, the sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of the spine. So what you're experiencing now as you witness your breath is that autonomic breath, that filtering system that is working in our favor every moment of every every moment of the timeline of our existence, right? So inhale and exhale, enjoy the breath. Begin to invite in through your breath, just any energy you'd like to invite in. And take a little scan here of the body, noticing anything you might be holding on to that you'd like to let go of, maybe some congregation of cells that are contracting around a sensation that you may not want at this point. And of course, bringing your awareness into the places that are having a good sensation or just neutral. So a scan, an awareness, and an intention along with that attention. And then notice with your mind and your spirit if you have any areas of matching, contraction, neutrality, or anything to celebrate. Take that same scan of awareness. Notice any obstacles that might be in your way of stepping into that, any joy, stepping into joy. Infusing ourselves with positive energy and joy. Exhale. Flutter the eyes open. And as you come forward, you can, I suggest you come to a standing position, just coming through our all fours, tabletop, curling the toes under. And with the support of your hands and your arms, just lifting the knees off the mat, walking the hands back to the feet, keeping the knees bent, taking the hands to the top of the thighs, noticing that hinge point, and inhaling slowly as you hinge the body up to standing in the middle of your mat. Take that prop aside. We'll come down to seated again, but what we want to do is give length to the body so we can really communicate crown to toe, this sense of a cascade of breath. So come to mountain pose. We're hip width apart with our feet, and we're supporting this all four corners of the feet, all the surface area of the feet, so we can really spread the toes out. But of course, the arches of the feet are lifting up, and we have that energy traveling up the middle of the legs, just keeping that in the center, right? And then the glutes engage. We raise up those quads so we can lift the knees and support them. The tailbone with your exhale, you feel that tailbone pointing towards the heels. And then in fortifying our core, keep the arms at the sides, just feel the glide in the back body of the shoulder blades, down the back again, always helpful to roll those shoulders down away from the ears and feel yourself even taller through the crown of the head, the back of the skull and the sacrum aligned. Here we are, nice, beautiful fortified mountain pose. If you can close your eyes in mountain pose and just feel yourself in space, that's great. If not, you can keep the eyes open, but feel the sensation of the feet on the ground and see if you can just wiggle those toes and lift them off the mat and down again and just feel that foundation. Notice energetically as you fortify that foundation, you feel the energy traveling up the legs. You're able to do that body scan all the way up the torso, past the shoulders, all the way to the crown of the head. And just see if you can sway yourself side to side, shifting that energy from foot to foot, shifting the weight, keeping your eyes closed. So you're really practicing your proprioception, finding ourselves in our stratosphere, in the space. And then you can even take tiny, tiny circles around the middle axis of the body. So you have a column of energy in front of your spine, going down through the middle of the pelvis to down the legs and in between those ankles and the arches of the feet. And let's just see if we can turn the body. If you have eyes closed, that's great. If not, open them if that's more comfortable for you. And you can just keep your feet steady, but let the body kind of rotate and orbit around that axis in the middle. So you can feel, again, that sense of circular space around you, just stirring things up a bit and warming things up subtly in the subtle body. And then we're going to change that circle around. So very subtle movement here. But as we've mentioned before this week, everything in the body is always in motion, even in our very subtle movements. Let's keep it moving, keep things cleansed, keep things moving along, right? So we can move on to our possibilities. And then with a very subtle movement, come back to a neutral spine. Great, great. And then we're going to keep the eyes closed and we're going to take a cascade breath. So as you inhale, this is our conscious breath entering the practice. Inhale through the nose and imagine in your mind's eye that breath is traveling up the spine. So you're lifting that energy up through your inhale. And as you exhale, cascade the breath down the spine and down the torso, all the way down to the feet. Invite another inhale in. So you're breathing nice conscious breath into the belly, but visualizing that breath upward towards the crown of the head. And that is as it's cascading down the body like a waterfall, like a cascade. As you continue this cascading breath, visualize cleansing with that waterfall. So if you're standing under a waterfall that's cleansing all the energy that you don't need and washing it along in a beautiful stream of water, carrying it away. Another breath in, feeling that fluidity fill the body, and then flutter the eyes open on your next inhale. Inhale and open the arms wide, come up above the head, keeping the fingertips. I'll come here to show you. Just keep the fingertips, move the fingers, keep them free up at the top, and then cascade those fingertips down to the shoulders as you exhale, and then just cascade them down the sides of the body. Exhaling out, inhale again, up. Invite that breath in from the sky, from way up there, and then flutter those fingers down to the shoulders as you exhale. And then just slide the hands down the body, exhaling, inhaling up. Exhale again, use this as an energetic cleanse. Of course, we're breathing in our physicality, but then we're still using that breath to our benefit. Open the arms wide on an inhale again. Big hug in for the body. So we're curling the spine in, left arm over right. Feel the fingertips touch the backs of the shoulder blades, edges of the shoulder blades as you hug in. And then your next inhale, wide open arms, expanding our breath. And then exhale, the right over the left, hug yourself in. Feel the curling of the spine. Come back up. And we're going to separate the feet a bit on the mat, a little wider than hip width, keeping the knees soft. We're going to shift the weight side to side. So we're just beginning right, left, keeping the knees soft and bent. So as you come over that right foot, just notice that shift of energy. Notice the shift of our center, right side to side. Again, more proprioception, which is always working for us, but we like to keep our consciousness of that beautiful balancing energy we have right to left, always right, always working for us. So now we're going to turn this into a gentle twist. We're going to sweep the arms in front of the body and behind the body. We're going to begin to twist to the right as we shift the weight to the right, and then begin to shift over to the left in a soft twist to begin with. Your sternum is following you. So inhaling, exhaling. In your beautiful cascade breath, but taking a nice twist. So your shoulders are going to begin to follow that sternum. And then maybe your chin follows and in line with the sternum, right? So you're matching that twist with the gaze and with the chin in that neutral line up with the sternum. Continue this refreshing breath, but then we're going to take the twist a little more extreme. So maybe you bring your gaze back and it twists a little further. So it's coiling away from the sternum. So you're looking back. So we're taking this twist, nice and dynamic twist, and soften those knees. Make sure you protect the knees. Don't twist beyond any capacity of your knees. Keep the arms nice and active so you can point through those fingertips. And then come back to a nice kind of slow those circles down. Beautiful. So you can feel as you come to stillness, feel that energy. Inhale, exhale, cascade the breath down the body. And just feel that difference in the body just from that dynamic movement. Bring the feet together in our hip width mountain pose. And we're going to bring some warmth into the legs here. And again, more proprioception and balance. So come onto that left foot and lift up through the right foot off the mat. Really keep that tower strong on the left side. So you're squeezing those glutes. And inhale your knee up into a right angle. I'll show this from the side so you can see this. I guess we got blue against blue today with our colors, but we're going to take the hands underneath the thigh. So clasp the fingers underneath the thigh and just see if you can find your balance here, keeping those eyes open, shoulders rolled away from the ears. Keep that same alignment with the spine, feet active, and then you can press gently into your hands with your thigh and thigh into the hands. So we're taking some decompression here in the lower back. Inhale, exhale, release that pressure, and then release the fingers. And then come down. We're going to take this on the other side. Come to mountain pose. Find your stability on that right side. Glutes engaged. Those nice large muscles to support us. Lift the left foot off the mat and the knee up into our right ankle with that left leg. And just feel the balance. Find your stability. Find that beautiful column in the middle of the body. And then curl the fingers. Clasp the fingers underneath that thigh. And find that balance again, and then gentle pressure. See, I've already come off that axis a little bit. Keep that awareness of the center as you gently press the thigh into the hands and the hands into the thighs. And if you wobble, that's fine. You're finding your center. Part of our dynamic movement. Wobbling is part of yoga. Inhale, exhale, release. And now we're going to take that same balance onto the left side, and we're going to reach our hands for the shin in the front and just see if you can hug your knee closer to the body. Inhaling, staying tall through the spine as you do this, and exhaling, stepping down. Other side, inhale, left knee up, and give it a hug through that shin, bringing it closer into the body, keeping that core engaged, and then bring it down. And long sides of the mat beside you, coming back to mountain pose. We're going to do our tapping. So part of those cells, of course, are all wrapping our body. So we've got the fascia on top of our muscles, wrapping all of our muscles and tissues. And then, of course, our amazing skin. So we're going to tap as we go down. And I think for our position, I actually want us at the bottom of the mat. So take a little walk to the bottom of your mat, so that when we come down, we can have a nice expanse there. So we're going to reach the arms above the head in that same energy of cascading down. Inhale, look up at your hands so we take a slight back bend. Exhale, look forward, and then just bring those fingertips down, cascading down to the crown of the head this time. So we're going to take our fingertips to the crown of the head and just give a light tapping. So we're going to tap ourselves down to our floor. Okay, so just tap on the crown of the head and give a very soft tapping, just bringing energy outward from the inside, right? So we're tapping from the outside, but that's kind of waking up the energy of the body. So all around the scalp and underneath the eyes, and just take your time here. And then we're going to get to the neck. Just keep tapping gently. And then maybe as you calm down to those shoulders, bring the tapping into the surface of the fingers. So you can take the left hand and tap the right arm up and down, and then change to the right hand, tap across the chest, and then down the left arm. So we're heading all the surface of our skin, and then take the hands behind. It's the best you can to get to the back body, and then tap the back body with the back of the hands, down the back, and then front of the body, those organs. And then we'll reach the hips and around the pelvis, the glutes, and now begin to bend the knees. And we're going to travel down the thighs, inner thighs, outer thighs. So just feel awareness as you go down of our space, our place in space. And we're bending down towards the earth. Keep bringing the ribs towards the thighs as you tap down to the feet. Great. And then bring the hands to the mat and then bend the knees. Walk the hands out. And then we're just going to bring the knees down and right away into our tabletop. Take a cat-cow here. Inhale into cat. Big breath. Cascade that out. Exhale into cow. Back to neutral. Come to a seated position. You can choose kneeling. You can choose cross-legged. And I'll let you choose. You can even sit in a chair. That's fine too. Great. So finding your seat, those are anchor in our seated position. The sits bones at the base of the spine, twin bones on either side. Find your comfortable space. So anything we do, again, in our seated position, you can take whatever position is comfortable for you, but make sure that we've got our beautiful alignment, all the cues we've talked about, the back of the skull, base of the spine, the sacrum, the shoulders, all of it. Inhale. Let's grow tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, drop shoulders away from ears. And then inhale the arms up. And let's really get our length here, picking a beautiful summer plum. And the right side, and then the left. And notice the skin again. We've woken up those pathways. Let's feel that skin really stretch right and left. Beautiful. And then let's stay tall, stay really tall. Take the right hand and support that left wrist and lean over to your right side. Keeping that gentle pull on the left arm. We're not yanking through the arm so much as reaching from the left hip, the left sits bone, in a beautiful arc all the way to the right. Inhale really allows that left ear to lift up towards the sky, and the right ear drops with the exhale. Keep that reach long, supporting that wrist, and then bring your right hand down to the mat. And now you've got a nice anchor through that right palm. and fingertips as you soften the ear towards the shoulder even more. Come back to that cascade of breath, this time watching that cascade take an arc shape from the crown of the head in your inhale up to the crown of the head, and then exhale the arc shape down the spine to the tailbone. And then take your left palm and put it at the back of your skull. So you're going to bend the left elbow. Press your skull into your hand very gently. And then that just brings that arc into alignment a little bit more. Great. And then help yourself back up, reach up with the left hand. And then we'll take that right arm up and then bring the left up to match it. Let's take the left hand. Yes, I see you out there. Great. Left hand grabs right wrist. You're following me. So let's lean over to the left. And we're taking this time with the side bend, increasing our lung volume as we stretch out those accessory muscles. Now, with this, you want to keep that right shoulder rolling away from the ear so we're not forcing this too much through the neck muscles. Soften, soften, really keep that reach supported with your left hand on that right. So your sensation is reminding you to come into this nice long side bend. Left hand touches down with your exhale. And we have a supported side bend. Inhale, right ear up towards the sky. Cascade the breath in a beautiful arc shape down to the base of the spine. And then take the right hand to the back of your skull and do a nice press into that hand. Exhale, lift up. So nice. Touch down with your fingertips. Tendrils of the fingertips reaching down. See if you can extend that. Imagine them extending into the earth like roots. And then we're going to turn our chin over the right shoulder. Inhale through center. Bring that gaze soft along the neutral path and then over to the left. Come back and through center, we'll look up at today we have foggy skies here. Somewhere up there is blue sky. And then tilt the chin towards the heart. Keeping the shoulders tall. Inhale, trace that line back up to neutral. And we're going to nod yes. So we're bringing that positive energy in, right? At least in our culture, we do that nodding for a positive yes. So let's turn the chin as we nod towards the right, keeping those shoulders tall. Noticing your breath along the way, and then nod that path back to center, over to the left. And then back to center. Beautiful. Inhale those arms, reaching up towards sky again. Yes, clasp the fingers and then palms to the sky. Even taller. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands, and then we'll come into our cactus, arms. Exhale the laundry on the line with your forearms, keeping those upper arms nice and long. Hang it down and then up again. And then the thumb backwards towards the back of the room, pinkies up. And then come forward and down. Hang it down. Beautiful. And then back up to our cactus. Close these curtains into the center, pressing the forearms together. And even the pinkies are active here as you lift that energy up towards the sky. Watch those elbow creases and then open up. And close it down again. Up and one more time as you open up and feel that freedom in the neck. Feel the muscles in between the shoulder blades activate. Unrounding the spine and come down to cactus. Allow the thumbs to float to the base of the skull, the occiput, which is again another very important area for proprioception. for our place in space. Take circles with your thumbs around the occiput. Self-massage, waking up some stuck energy perhaps, and then we'll move it along in the other direction. Elbows come inward. Beautiful. Oh, great. And then just take those hands to the clasp around the base of the skull and just turn the neck side to side again with that support. And then come back to center, close those elbows together in front of the body, curl in with the spine. And then open up like butterfly wings, whatever butterfly. And you imagine 2 more times, unrounding, and then a slight back bend, and then rounding in, consciously coming back to neutral. Now we get to drape ourselves on the mat. If you have a block, that's wonderful. If you have even a thick book, this will help with this stretch, and have your strap nearby. Take that blanket aside. Take your hands to the back of the thighs, feet to the bottom of the mat. Again, same footprints, nice and spread toes. Really notice as you anchor the feet, that's supporting the entire tower of the body. Take the hands to the back of the thighs, elbows outward, keeping the spine tall. So we're really activating our solar plexus, which is below that sternum. So down below the ribs, middle of the body, that super center. Keep yourself tall here with the hands behind the thighs, and just feel that activate your core as you tuck those low ribs in. Take one hand out, arm out, and then the other with the palm up to the sky. Receive something you'd like to receive. Inhale, cascade the breath. Exhale out what you don't need. Take the hands to the back of the thighs, and then just walk the hands down the thighs as you curl the spine down, noticing any point where your body wants to collapse, but let's see if we can stay fortified on the way down. And then release the hands out, curl, curl, curl. Oh, and then drape the spine down. Let's get long in the body. So we're doing a Supta Tadasana. This is a reclined mountain pose. So those feet are active as if you're standing on a surface. And then inhale the arms next to the ears. So fingertips to toes, tops of your fingertips to the base of the feet. We're really keeping that energy active. Feeling that length of the body, the back of the hands on the floor. Exhale, let's feel the body drape down a little more around the spine. So the spine being the center and everything, just releasing from there with an exhale. And then sweep the arms next to the body, keeping the feet active. Beautiful. And let's bend the knees and your block nearby, get that block. We're coming into a bridge prep. So take the arms along the body, fingertips touch the back of the heels. And so our feet are hip width apart, in line, keeping the knees in line with those toes. And then grab the block, and we're going to curl the spine up. So the tailbone curls up, and we feel that strength in our lower core as we lift the hips up into a bridge and take that block and put it on underneath the sacrum, and then settle in onto the sacrum. If it doesn't feel good, then it needs to feel good. So adjust it until it does. You can do this bridge without a block as well if you so choose, or if you don't have a block nearby. We can take this just lying down, and then inhale. Let's lift that energy of the sternum up towards the sky. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and exhale. Cascade that breath. The cascade is going in a diagonal direction here, so just keep that awareness. Lengthen your right leg on the mat. We're taking that same Tadasana effect, but this time with the hips lifted. And then the left leg back to our Supta Tadasana, but taking those hips up so we can bring energy fresh energy into those longer muscles connecting our torso to the spine. Sorry, not torso to the spine, torso to the legs. Inhale. Exhale, now drape the feet out to the side. Notice the effect that has, opening up those hips. Take your fingers to the hip bones and just notice them and even massage them a little. Beautiful. And feeling this luxurious length of the body here. Exhale out. Release. This feels truly releasing in this position. Now we can take those active feet, press them into the mat, bend the knees. Inhale the right knee towards the face. Circle your ankle in both directions. And then bring the knee towards the right armpit, standing strong through that left foot. You're going to take the sole of the right foot to the sky and take the hand to the back of the thigh. Inhale, exhale, release into that right hip. Find your sacrum on that block again. Holding onto that thigh. You can even take a strap around your foot if you want, or just hold the ankle on the right side, or continue with the back of the thigh. And let's see if we can lengthen out the left leg into that Tadasana. Inhale the left arm next to left ear, reaching long from the sole of the left foot all the way to the left fingertips. Feel that length on your left side. Cascade breath. Sweep the left arm next to the body. Use that as your base as you bend the left knee. Place that sole of the foot to the floor. Release that right leg down. Inhale the left knee towards your face. Give it a hug. And then hands to the back of the thigh as you lift that sole of the foot to the sky, or half happy baby. And then see if you can either grab your foot or the ankle, just settling in and anchoring through your sacrum on the block. And let's straighten out the right leg. And you'll probably notice maybe some areas of tightness along the leg, along the hip. Cleanse with that breath. And then inhale the right arm next to right ear. Yes, reaching up and long on that right side. Sweep that right arm next to the body. Bend the right knee, sole of the right foot to the floor. And then release that left foot down. Now take those arms to the mat and really press the full length of your arms into the mat. So you're feeling all those muscles fire up. Nice. And then the sternum lifts a little bit more, keeping this strong base. Let's take both knees up towards the sky. So you've got bent knees, and then we're going to straighten the legs. Candlestick legs. Admire your toes. Spread the toes. Legs up to the sky. Point with your right foot. Flex the left. Point with the left. Flex the right. Tiptoe through the daisies or the tulips. And then just point and flex, noticing the energy traveling along the back of the leg. Energy channel down the back of the leg and up the back of the leg here. Very important energy channel fascial connections in the body. That fascia, the wrapping of around our muscles and tissues. And now flex the feet. And then we're going to do our little synchronized swimming here and separate the feet out into the V shape. And with the strength of those inner thighs, draw them together, lower abs as well. Open and close. One more time. And now bring the soles of the feet together, bend the knees out to the side, keeping the soles of the feet together, and then alternate with your breath between candlesticks so you can feel that hamstring, and then hip stretch with our cobbler pose or butterfly knees. Back and forth. The breath cascading down the legs, up and down the legs as we defy our gravity here. Changing things up, inverting, changing our perspective, getting ourselves to the floor, not something we just normally do in our activities. So here we go. Yoga does it for us, back and forth. Okay. One more candlestick legs. Just feeling that hamstring stretch here. Bend the knees, hug them towards the chest, and then towards the armpits. Bring ourselves into a happy baby. Hands at the back of the thighs, supported in the sacrum. And exhale, release the feet down to the mat. With the arms on the floor, let's lift those hips up and just feel that really free bridge. We're extended ourselves so much. Inhale into bridge. Subtly remove that block from below you. And then with the strength of your entire torso, we're going to snake the spine down, bone by bone, down to the mat. And then noticing as you land the sacrum down, you keep the integrity of that, of the sacrum on the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale, lengthen the legs, and then roll over onto your belly. And we're going to take our cobra, our dynamic cobra here. Take the forehead to the mat, tops of the feet to the mat. Press the toenails into the mat. Really activate there. Feel that energy travel up the leg, each leg, to the tailbone pointing towards the heels. Glutes engaged to support all of that. Very nice alignment. Take the hands next to the shoulders. Really using that strength of your hands, pulling back towards the heels. Inhale, peel up into a baby cobra, lengthening with your breath, exhaling down to the mat. And then up again, keeping the elbows at the ribs. Exhale down. Fluidity in the spine. Inhale up, exhale down. Now let's get that core strengthening, reaching the arms up towards the top of the mat, nice and long. So feel that reach. And then we're going to take it a really mobile cobra here, lifting the head off the mat and the shoulders, lift the arms off the mat. We're going to bring those elbows into the ribs, lifting the torso. So we're again keeping a nice alignment in the spine and reaching out. Exhaling as you bring the elbows to the ribs. Stay low if this hurts your lower back in any way, but anchor through those feet. One more time. And then keeping those arms long, bring the forehead down to the mat. Feeling the front body. Fill yourselves with breath. Exhale. And then we're lifting the left leg off the mat and the right arm and the head. And then down. Other side, left arm, head, and right leg. Alternate here. You can draw the energy on that diagonal from the left side to the right. Feeling it cross the body like an X. That from the left fingertips to the right foot and vice versa. So you're taking a slow swim here. And then to come down. Now we're taking the symmetrical approach. Everything together lifts off the mat. Reaching along with your inhale, exhaling, cascading through the body. And then come down. Inhale back up, really pointing that tailbone, protecting the low back, and then paddling along in our swim, either to a desert island or an island filled with people you love, wherever, whatever that is, your fantasy, swim to it. A little bit more, inhale. Exhale, drop it down, take one ear to the mat and just settle and sway the hips side to side. Beautiful. Forehead to the mat, take the hands to the next to the shoulders and ease yourself up with the strength of those arms up into a tabletop on our way up to standing again. So come on into our tabletop, curl into cat, because we like to do this along the way. Curl into cat and exhale into cow. Fluidity through the spine. Come back to neutral. Let's take a side to side sway with the spine. Oh, so nice. And then we're going to curl the toes under, lift the knees off the mat, come into a downward dog. Take advantage of this downward dog for the hamstring benefit here. Pushing away from the hands, you're going to bring the right heel down to the mat and then the left heel bending the knees. Feel that stretch, nice gradual stretch in your hamstrings. This time, visualize as you inhale, visualize that traveling upward to our crest of this pose, which is that hinge point of our hips. Exhale, just allow that cascade to go down the spine and the legs. Inhale again. A beautiful showering cascade of breath. And then just see if you can bring those heels down symmetrically. Stretching away from those hands. Bend the knees. And then walk the hands to the feet. Hanging the head down. Again, changing perspective. Always great for shifting up ourselves. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. And bend the knees. Bringing the ribs to the thighs. Sweep the arms behind you. We're coming into chair. Stay active. Keep through the feet. Keep the knees behind the toes. Sweep the arms down and then up next to the ears. Bring the ribs off the thighs. And imaginary block between the thighs. That light up that column of the spine. Notice your space, your shape in space. Press through the feet. Inhale, up, up, up to standing. Reaching up and then bringing the arms down, cascading them down to the sides, to our mountain pose. Beautiful. Let's grab a block again. So we're going to grab that block and we're going to do a brief standing pose. So standing sequence. So let's keep that block in the hand. As you inhale, exhale, take a walk with the right foot, actually the left foot towards the top of the mat. So I can show you this. And then with this long step, you're going to step forward again with the right foot forward towards mountain. But instead of mountain, we're going to balance on that left side, hold on to that block, and just come onto the left side. So we're coming on that left tower. And then bring the block in front of the body, long arms, press the block in between the palms. And as you press the block, notice that the shoulders engage. Great. So you've got a nice active arms. See if you can reach that block up above the head. And if you can and keep that press, but if you can only go up diagonally, that's okay. And now we're going to take a tree pose from here. So you can kickstand your right foot over to the side and against the left foot, or you can slide that foot up the side of the left leg, inside of the left leg, holding that block up. Inhale, keep the length, keep the height, keep that energy between the hands. Beautiful. And then slide that foot down. Bring the block down to the center. Hold the block in your right hand. Step the right foot back, and we're taking our proud warrior stance. So angle your back foot about 45 degrees and the front foot pointing forward. Stay strong through your quads in the front so we can align that knee. And then inhale that block up towards the sky. Look up, salute with that block up, dropping the left hand, rising up through the right arm. And then reach long. Keep that length on the right side like we were doing on the floor. Reach, reach, reach long. And then feel the hinging at your left hips. You can even take your left hand to the top of the left thigh. Keep that knee micro bent in the front, and then reach, 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 bringing the block down to the mat, fingertips on the block or the palm on the block. This is a forward bend. So this is through those hamstrings on that left side are getting a nice stretch here. Reach diagonally. Don't overbend. If you have issues with that low back, stay diagonal. Pyramid pose. Energy through the feet. Beautiful. Grab that block, reach back up to our salute. And then we're going to bring the block behind the body, so to the base of the spine, between the palms. So that same strong energy between the palms. But this time, we're going to adjust into a warrior one. So the adjustment here is going to be bending through the front knee, keeping it in line with the middle toes, and then step that back foot back. So this allows the pelvis to drop that altitude towards the floor, pointing the tailbone and finding that proud warrior one stance, but with that block behind you. So you can feel that broadness across the front body, really shining it forward. And then bring the block up above the head. So we're just keeping all the channels active, all those cells in motion, strength engaged as we come into our familiar shapes. And then reaching forward with that block, we're going to tiptoe forward with the right foot, coming into mountain and turning around. So we're facing the other side of the mat. So let's come forward, hold on to that block, and walk forward with the right foot. And then the left foot into our mountain pose, but we're going to move towards shifting the weight to the right side in moving towards tree pose, Take that block in front of the body, hold on between those palms and lift up with your breath, holding strong to the block so you can really feel your shoulders engage as you lift that block up above the head or as close as you can get, keeping those shoulders nice and comfortable. And now tree pose, either kickstand the toes over to the right or walk up the leg, your tree pose, keeping awareness of the center, lifting up. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale, cascading down the trunk of this tree. Release the left foot down. And the block comes down. Put the block in your left hand. Step back with your left foot. Find a strong base, energy between the feet, hips pointing forward. Angle your back foot. Inhale. That block up to the sky, reaching up, and then take your hand. This time on our way down, we'll take the hand to the top of the right thigh so we can hinge right there, leaning with that length on the left, reaching with the block and bringing it down to the floor. Feeling the bend here, healthy bend at the hinging at the top of the thigh. Pyramid pose. And then keeping that long left side, let's lift the block up. And then switch it behind the back at the base of the spine. Palms find that block. Begin to bend the front knee and step softly with that foot in the back into our warrior one stance. Inhale so you can really feel the lungs expand. Exhale, drop into the pose. Protecting your knees by bringing the energy of the feet together, keeping those legs strong. And then inhale, the block above your head, pressing the palms together. Warrior one. Reaching forward with the block. We're going to take that energy as if someone's just helping you up to the front into mountain pose, tiptoe forward. Great. And then turn around, face the other way again. Take the block between the thighs. We'll find our way down. Inhale the arms up. Swan dive, really wingspan like a swan, wings out as you hinge at the hips. And then come on down, squeezing the block, protecting the low back. You can keep the knees straight as you bring the fingertips to the mat. Hang the head down, or you can bend the knees, whatever's better for you. Keeping that block between the thighs. Now bend the knees and come into a down dog with the block between the thighs. And down dog. Relax the face. Bring the knees down to the mat. Move the block aside. Great. And then we'll come over onto our back. Easing the spine down, draping down. Coming into that bridge prep, so our feet are on the mat, hip width apart. We're going to cross the legs in this eagle twist, but I want to make sure if your knees have any issues, you can just take a nice symmetrical twist with the knees together. But if you don't mind joining me in this, you can take your right, cross the right leg over the left. And just notice the cross of the legs there. Inhale, gently bridge up, pressing through your left heel as you come over onto your left side, and allow the right knee to come, side of the right knee to come down to the floor. So you're resting there. The legs are gently crossed. So we're just getting an extra stretch in our energy across that hip, the outside of the thigh. Palms come together. The sacrum is perpendicular to the mat. And we're going to trace that line across the left arm, hand to the heart, elbow to the sky, and twist over, open to the right, long arms in a T as you exhale your gaze over the right side. And a gentle twist. Squeezing out any extra static energy in the spine. Keeping things flowing, moving through space, moving through possibilities. And then sweep that right arm up across the sky, back to meet the left palm. And then we'll switch it to the other side, onto the back. Left leg crosses over right, or keep the knees together if you'd like. Press through your right heel, come on over onto your right side. Palms together. And the left side of the left knee comes down to the mat. Slide the left fingertips across that right arm. Hand to our heart, and then open up to the left. Your exhale, Follow the gaze over the left. Taken a trip in so many directions today, giving us more perspective on ourselves, I hope. Sweep that left arm up towards the sky, meeting the right palm, guiding the body onto the back. Unwinding the legs. Feel free to find whatever luxurious shavasana is yours. You can even keep the knees bent if you'd like, or put something under your knees. Take the pressure off, or just lengthen out your legs and drape yourselves, your feet out to the side, arms next to you, palms up to the sky, reaching up through your sternum, squeezing the shoulder blades together, exhaling everything down. The mat is our flotation device as we exit June into deep summer. Let's take a little floating journey on our mat. Imagine that buoyancy beneath you. That water, how water is just ever moving, always, always moving. Or perhaps it's the stillness of that, as still as water can get underneath you. Perhaps it's a lake or a gentle river or a pool, whatever you like to float on. Absorb that energy of the water, cleansing the breath, facilitating a deeper breath and a longer exhale. Allow your consciousness to take a wash through your body. So just a shower of energy, checking in, noticing again where the cells are stirring up, where they're still. Coming back to kind intentions. Another breath to unite our mind, our body, and our spirit. Another long exhale to release and let go of what we do not need. And another inhale and exhale, just for a letting go of the letting go. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking up those edges of the body. Roll your head side to side. And bend the elbows, bend the knees. Softly roll over to your right side, away from the heart. Easing yourself up to a seated position, support yourself with your hands. Keep the head down and rise up with the head, the very last, sitting tall. Finding ourselves in space again. Beautiful shapes around the world on the surface of this amazing planet. Inhale, arms up to the sky, prayer position down through the center. Thank you so much for joining me in the practice today. Have a wonderful day or evening. Namaste.